Will Lich be voiced, or do you want the player voicing them in their playthroughs? Right now, Lich is unvoiced. Right now, Lich has no voice. Because right now, I'm not even sure if I'm going to have full or partial voice acting. Because, okay, let's do some math here real quick. I want people to... hold on, I'm going to show you guys a thing. So voiceover. How it works. So, right now, non-union indie pay rate that's fair for actors is between 200 to 150 an hour with a 2-hour min. That is the current standard right now for non-U indie VO. That is the current standard. So, we'll take into account that real quick. Then, so let's go ahead and guesstimate. So we're talking 500 to 300 per actor for 2 hours. There you go. So, and minimum. So that is how much they're going to get paid for 2 hours worth of work. And that's because, like, they have to take 2 hours of their time to get into the booth, get it ready, record, have it all ready, be done. And this is not them editing down the... This is them if they're just giving you the raw file. This is not them editing down their vocals. This is not compressing or EQing the vocals. This is them just recording it raw and sending it raw. So, mind you, there are 22 characters in HOTS. There are 22 characters. And I believe that does not include... Yeah, that does not include the Lich. So there are 22 characters outside of the Lich. So let's go ahead and do some multiplication real quick. Raw. Exactly. Raw. So let's do some multiplications real quick. I'm going to pull up my calculator just because I'm just double verifying. So we're thinking like 500 times 22. That is around 11,000 on the bigger end. Or if we go by the smaller rate, then just double verifying. Yeah. So that's around the 6. This. So the budget for voice acting would be this for just 2 hours. Just 2 hours of time. Now, I do not know how much voice acting is going to be in the game until I write these scripts. However, I know partial voice acting would go within this realm. So what Pushnomics did with the originally speaking half voiceover, the update with the other half within his budget. Maybe, I don't know. But this right here, that's how much the budget... that's how much I would need just for voiceover for this game. Partial voice acting. And partial voice acting being like the, oh, well, it's those short little phrases that you hear at the beginning of a line. It's not the full line. So, again, I don't know how much... Joe say one saying you paid better than some professionals. Yeah, I try my best to pay better than professionals. I try my very best. Am I going to absolutely make it? Hell no. Because I'm not Sony. I'm not a professional AAA company with all of this money to buy 5 different fucking yachts. But I am a game developer who understands the hard labor of every single part of a game and how much they put in. So that's why when the Patreon comes around, a lot of it's going to be, hey, we're going to save money to get this done. And if we can get this money, fan-fucking-tastic. And if not, well, then we're just going to have to wait until we are able to have that money, and then we can hire some voice actors. So yeah, this is 2 hours minimum. This is partial voiceover. So we're thinking around 11,000 to 66,000. We're 11,000 to 6,600. What can a penny get you in voice acting? This sound. Ah! That's the ones. That's a penny. That's a penny. Might be 2 because of the effort, but whatever. It's fine. But yeah, so this is what we're looking at in terms of how you budget for a voiceover. And mind you, unless I have it in contract that the actor is willing to work for free, which I'm going to, like, it's gonna be my 3 consent. If an actor is like, I don't want payment, I have to ask them and get consent 3 times and have it in writing that they are willing to work for free. But the offer is first going to be this much money. Is going to be the standard rate of this voice, like, of this project. So, and that's just like, if that's 1 to 2 cents for voice acting, that I finally have something I can do. But yeah, so when the audition packets go out, whether or not I do closed or open auditions, I might do closed first before I go open, or I might just straight up just do open and be like, fuck it, why not? Let's see who comes in. Most likely for closed first. That's going to be what I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to be advertising. It's going to be either 500 to between 500 and 300 for 2 hours minimum for that. If I make the scripts and we decide to go full, then we're gonna have to keep looking at how much per hour, and we're just gonna have to add how much time would the actor need to go through this and make it work. If that makes does that make sense? So yeah, I was like, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. What I'm doing something in game for free. You don't have to give money, but I'm still doing stuff. Again, contract. First, if someone I work with is like, fuck it, I'll do it for free, and if it's for a game that I'm doing, what I'll do is I'll ask 3 times. I'll ask, like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I need 3 verifications in writing or in verbal that they're okay with going for free. Now, if it's something like this, I have to put it in writing that you are not getting paid for this, that this is unpaid labor. And because there is a compensation section of my contracts, it would basically, like, there will be 0 compensation and you have to sign legally. So yeah, it's 3 confirmations of consent, then contract written in note saying you would not be compensated. But that's, again, only if you consent the 3 times. So, but otherwise, anyone who works with me, this is what I'm probably going to be offering. Somewhere between there. I'm going to try and go with the 200 to 150 an hour non-U indie VO rate. With the 2 hours minimum. So basically you're going to get around 500 to 300 per actor minimum. But again, that's 22 characters in HOTS. And that's just for partial voiceover. I don't know what the end funding would need to be for full voice acting, but, like, shrug. We don't know. But yeah, so hopefully that kind of elucidates, like, how money works. And mind you, this is just voiceover. If I go to an artist, for example, if I go to, like, Demon Arty, or if I go to, like, MKU, or if I go to, like, another artist, or, like, all that stuff, they have their own rates. And we would have to negotiate what kind of rates we would have with each other. With voiceover, there's already an international standard. But with art, it's all based on the artist's standard. I have to go to the artist and see what their rates are. I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm going to pay you X amount of money. And they're going to be like, well, no, that's either under or over or whatever. It is, what rate do they have that I have to work with? And then I base my budget off of what number they give me. And I see how plausible it is. Because I'm obviously going to save for the art, because art is part of the game. But if they're out of my budget, then either I have to A, decide whether or not how much I need to how much time needs to be devoted to saving the money for this art, or if I have to move on to another artist who might be within the budget that I have. Etc., etc. And mind you, it's not just me buying their art, it's me buying the copyright for their art, making sure that I give them proper credit, make sure that I can advertise that they are part of the game, etc., etc., things like that. There's a lot of legalities involved. And so with artists, because they set their own rate, and every artist is very different, there is no, like, set union artist rate. There is none. It is at the artist's discretion. I have to approach them and see what their rates are. And then I have to see what works within my budget. If I can save for it, great. Then it's plausible that I'll be able to save for it. If I cannot save for it and it's too impossible for my budget, then I move on. Or I move on to another person, or we discuss something else. So, yeah. A lot of shit needs to go down. There's also musicians, sound effects, sound effects I can literally just either make myself or buy it or do whatever the hell I need to do. But if someone is a sound mixer who has a bunch of sound effects on hand, I'd be like, hey, can I buy sound effects, please? Then things like that. Welcome to Game Dev. All of the shit